Hello and welcome to another video from earnped.com. I'm Stevie B, happy to have you all with me today. Let's take some big sips to get this started off right. Guys, today we're on Next Island and I'm going to teach you guys how to fish on Next Island. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the bell icon, and subscribe to the channel for me. Alright, well let's get right into it, guys. I am at the Carnival Island teleporter. We're going to go over to the flowerport for Crystal Lake. This is where we get all the flowerports. And we are going to go to the one over here for fishing. Now, fishing was recently added to Next Island. It was a couple months back. I haven't got to cover it yet. But when we get to the flowerport here, we see that we've got a big Spartan ship, we've got a giant lake, we've got some tents over there, and right here we've got an automated starting point for wannabe anglers, but we've got another one just like it over here by the tents, and we want to go over here by the tents first. So this is the very first time fishing has ever been in Entropia. So the first thing we want to do is, before we even begin to fish, we want to come to these NPCs over here. Now that's not an NPC, that's a Next Island official development team member. But if we look at the official NPCs, the NPC on our right, Al, he lets us trade the fish that we catch for different stuff. So we can trade in 100 annoying swim shadies for 5 clicks of a very dry, clean piglet plushie blueprint. We can trade in 200 common James Pond fish for 7 gold tickets. We can also trade fish for skills. And what I love is down here we can trade fish for buffs. So we can trade 50 elusive Shakira for a 2-hour critical hit damage increase modifier of 10%. So 2 hours of increased critical damage output, not chance, output. However, whenever we die, the buff automatically goes away. So it's a 2-hour buff, but if you die, you lose it. We've got 100% 2-hour skill gain buff. If you die, you lose it. The buff starts immediately when it's paid for. You've also got a 2-hour 100 kilogram increased carry weight, 35% increased movement speed buff, starts when paid for. And then you can also trade fish for blueprints. However, how do we fish? Well, first we need to talk to Louisa over here. And if we talk to Louisa, we give her 7 golden tickets and she will give us blueprints for a fishing pole. Now, I already have a fishing pole, and I will tell you the fishing pole can be rather expensive to make because of the inputs that you need to make it. However, the fishing poles currently do not take decay when being used or when being equipped or unequipped. So if you make a fishing pole, there's no need to use residue. There's no need to have a full TT fishing pole. Whatever TT value fishing pole the crafting machine spits out will do just fine. And then we've also got Kayla over here. Now Kayla gives us the daily fishing mission, which I've started here, where we need to catch 50 fish. And once we catch 50 fish, she will give us a small skill reward. I've already caught 3. Now, I released the video yesterday about the holiday mission here on Next Island. I made the 50 present attempts of crafting wrap presents. I went out and I killed the 5 Yule snakes. And as a result, I got my Christmas gear. I got a holiday vest, some holiday boots, holiday pants, and a holiday hat. But after I killed the snakes, it makes me come over here and do some fishing where I need to catch 1 elusive Shakira. And I realized a lot of people don't know how to fish, which is why we're making the video today. So I have my fishing pole already. I didn't craft it myself. I bought it off auction. And notice it's 6.56 ped. I equip it. You want to equip it before you ever come to this podium over here. And whatever you do, do not unequip it. You have to keep the pole equipped the entire time. So once I've got my fishing pole equipped, I come to this automated starting point for wannabe anglers. Now remember, there's another one up there by the Spartan ship, but I can use either. And it says that in order to start the mission Trawler Crawler, I have to pay 1 bronze ticket. So I take a bronze ticket from my inventory. And yes, I want to head to the lake shore to get started. Now notice the mission Trawler Crawler just popped up and it says head to the lake shore. There's no waypoint. You just come to the lake shore and notice now it says fishing in progress. Now you can go anywhere around the lake. The kicker is once it says fishing in progress, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to move. This is fishing. This is it. This is all you do. Now, why is this it? Well, because of the limitations of the current game engine, we don't really have the ability to have automations where we throw the fishing line out and where we fight to reel the fish in. This is it. So what will happen is at some point, could be 10 seconds, could be 10 minutes, the mission for Trawler Crawler will update. It will essentially just go away. And I might get a message across my screen here, and I should loot something over here on my left because I've got my loot windows disabled. So what have I looted so far today? Well, if I open my inventory, I've looted an annoying swim shady, a less common tuna turner, and a common James Pond. I've so far looted one of each. These are all under my hunting loot tab, just like any other hunting loot would be. So far I've looted one of each. If we go to clothing, I have also looted an island bow tie, 2 tropical bras, and some island wellies, some shoes. I've looted shoes twice. So I've looted 5 pieces of clothing and 3 fish. When you loot a piece of clothing, you get a little message that pops up across the screen that says, what are all the naked people doing running around here? Something like that. So you can catch fish, or you can catch clothing that people threw in the pond. It's different, it's unique. This is the first instance of any kind of fishing we've ever seen in Entropia Universe. And this is it. You literally just stand here and there. You're simply the best. I caught a less common tuna turner. So notice I got the message across the screen. Notice it popped up over here in my loot. Notice that the Trawler Crawler mission updated. And notice now if I go to my inventory, I now have 2 tuna turners. Now, in order to finish the holiday mission, I need to catch 1 elusive Shakira. Some people are doing this on the first try. Some people it's taking several hours. So I'm going to keep on trying. If I complete this step right here of catching this one specific fish, then there is one more thing that I will get for the holiday mission chain. Then the holiday mission chain is over. But there's one other thing that I want to mention about fishing in today's video, because it's very important. If we look at the markup on bronze tickets, we can see that they have a markup of several 100%. That's because of the inputs that are needed to craft them. You have to turn in 1 bronze ticket every time you want to try and catch a fish. But let's look at the fish. Notice they also have very, very, very good markup. There's just not a ton of demand. So why is this? Well, I think a lot of people don't understand how fishing works. A lot of people haven't got to experiment with it yet. And I think what we will see is the demand will go up and the markups will, they might fluctuate up, they might fluctuate down, but they will eventually stabilize. Because if you get a whole bunch of these fish, like I said, you can turn them in at the NPC over here for limited time buffs. So an increased critical damage buff for 2 hours, that could be very, very profitable and enticing for a hunter. So if you're somebody who likes to fish, if you like this part of the game, and you have friends that hunt a lot and they're able to hunt without dying, you might be able to sell them your fish so they can use those buffs while hunting. So notice my fishing pole is still equipped. I can't unequip it at any point. I'm not going to unequip the fishing pole until I'm completely done fishing. I get the mission again. It pops back up, says head to the lake shore. And notice as I get close to the lake shore, again, it's going to change to fishing in progress. Once it changes to fishing in progress, I want to stop moving. I don't want to move until I catch something, be it a fish, a piece of clothing, whatever. So that is how you fish on Next Island in Entropia Universe. Now, like I said, you can make your own fishing pole. You can buy your fishing pole off of auction. There are several for sale. They do have a pretty good markup. I actually purchased this one. I didn't make it. I believe it was 70 ped TT of markup, so like 76 ped total. And it's one of those things, it depends, is it really worth the markup for you? How much fishing are you going to be doing versus do you want to try and craft it yourself? Because some of the inputs needed to craft the fishing poles are very, very expensive at the moment. So that is a personal preference. You might have a friend that you're really good friends with on Next Island that will loan you a pole for fishing, but to each their own. But this is how fishing is done. I think it's an interesting aspect of the game. I think it gives us a little bit more flavor to the game. And once we get different game engines with different capabilities, I think we will see that this is something that will be able to be expanded upon, and we'll see better graphics, more interaction. I think this has a lot of potential to grow, and I think the development team has done a very, very good job making this the starting point for fishing inside of Entropia Universe. So guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. That's the stuff I wanted you guys to know, because a lot of people are getting frustrated not knowing when they're fishing, when they're not. If you're close to the beach and it says fishing in progress, you are indeed fishing. So enjoy your fishing. I hope you guys catch all the fish that you're wanting to catch right out the gate very quickly. And be sure and head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. That's by far the best way you guys can help support us. But guys, also be sure and drop a like and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. When you guys hit those buttons, you are getting us the exposure we need. You guys are making a huge impact. We make the content, but when you hit those buttons, YouTube puts our videos in front of more people. People they know play PC games, MMOs, real cash economy games, and a lot of times it's the first time the person's ever been exposed to Entropia. So because you hit those buttons to support us, somebody else finds out about Entropia, and we're getting more messages every single week. Please tell your viewers thank you, because they help support you by clicking those buttons, by liking the videos and leaving comments. I learned about this game, and now it's not just my hobby, now it's my passion. I'm trying to skill as fast as I can. I'm trying to get ready for my first mayhem. I'm out exploring planets. The economy, the player base, the community is growing, and that's because of you guys. I put the content out there, you guys help us get the exposure, and more people are falling in love with Entropia by the day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, I will leave it there for today. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Take care, Stevies.